tiny little teddy bear sunflower. How cute. So you guys know that if you watch my other videos that while I was at my last festival that my camera started malfunctioning. So I got a new camera, and in the process of learning how to use it, I recorded a whole video about planting some hellebores that I got in from wholesale from the small scale grower. And I've got some of the footage still, but I lost the rest, so I will go ahead and pop that in here. Here's where I have my hellebores that I already own. These are the original two I've planted. You can see one here and one back there growing against that tree. In this area there are also volunteers, but what we're going to work on doing right now is taking out some of these small trees and shrubs so we can clear a place to put the new ones that I just got in. Okay, when we first made these beds, we had them tiered with stone, but as you can see, it's just grown up, and all these stones were buried, so they're not needed anymore, because when we first made these beds, it was bare ground, and it needs something to help hold the beds in place. Well, now with all the vinca vine taking over, it's fine. So, we're harvesting all this stone and kind of taking it off the hillside as we work to put around our greenhouse whenever we're ready to build it. But as you can see, when we've pulled up these stones, it's left some bare ground that will be perfect spots to put those hellebores in. This is what they look like after we buried them and put sawdust around them. And there's a couple more down there, but they all look the same. So I also lost some footage of this other project I'm working on in my field, and that's kind of what I'm wanting to finish up today. Excuse me. If I have the other footage, I'll put it in. If I have any of the other footage, I'll put it in here, but if not, I'm going to just show you. All you need is a roll of contractor's bags that you can get from Walmart for about 10, 12 bucks, something like that. And basically what I'm going to be doing is making a poor man's silage tarp. Now the other day I got video of me, some action video of me doing this and putting it together, and that is part of the footage that's lost, but I want to go ahead and show you what I've got done so far, and then I'm going to add to it. But I just want to show you some things you're going to have to watch out for if you decide to use this technique. So I'm standing in front of this patch that I did the other day, and it's rained. And as you can see, I didn't get part of it weighted down good enough, so I need to cover that back up and weight it. You can use boards. You can use logs, but for me, I just happen to live in a place that has all the stone I will ever need to weight it down. So I'm just going to go pick up some stones, fix this area here, and add more to it. Just harvesting stone to weight down these bags. That's all. The only reason it's so easy is because it rained this morning. What we're wanting to do with this field, and the reason we are tarping it off, is because we are going to sorry, I keep spinning. All these triangle beds, with the exception of the roses there, but like this bed here, and that bed back there, we're going to completely redo because I'm not happy with the way they turned out. We will probably be leaving those beds down there. I will be removing these rings and doing something else with them, but all those glads and lilies will be leaving there. But this area here we're wanting to redo. We're wanting to put wildflowers there, and I've got a couple of ideas. So I'm going to tarp that off. Okay, see right there is the spot that I need to just cover back up. Okay, one tip I do want to give you is to weight it as you go, because if you lay them all down, and I made this mistake the first time, if you lay them all down and then walk back over the part that's been weighted, it's going to pull and it's going to move the bags around and you're going to have to reposition them. So as I work my way up the hillside here, I'll remove the weights on these corners, tuck the new corners in, and do that all the way across. And then I'll add the next row and weight it as I go. Okay, before I get into this too far, I want to give you a couple of quick tips. Whenever you're weighting your bags down, make sure whatever you're using is heavy enough. And when the bags start to flap, the wind isn't going to blow it up. Number 2 is this method hasn't been tested as far as like when you buy silage tarps, it'll give you, you know, kind of a roundabout time length of how long it should take to do this. Well, this is just household items that I already have. And I know it works because I've used it before. I just can't say, oh, it works in 6 weeks, or it works in 2 weeks, or it works in, you know, at this temperature, at 3 weeks, you'll be able to plant. I'm going to leave this down over the winter. I'm not going to even remove this until I'm ready to plant in these beds. So that's why I'm doing it now. Over the season, under the snow and all that, it'll just continue to bake off the vegetation and smother it. Alright, I got my next piece laid out, and I just wanted to show you. I just removed the stone that was holding it down on the edge here, and tuck that over. Whenever you do it, you want to make sure that you overlap your bags, both on the ends and like from side to side. You want to make sure there's a nice, healthy overlap. But as I go, I'm just going to take the rocks and weight them. And there's the spot that I fixed. That wasn't a completely full bag of trash bags. I'd say that's probably minus 5 or 6 trash bags. But for about $10, you can do quite a large space. I could have done an even bigger space. It looks like each of these trash bags are about, I'd say 3 by 4 feet. So, and you overlap them. If you figure out your overlap and you wanted to, you could actually sit there and grid out how many bags you would need to do a space. You can also use tarps. Like, I've used tarps before. I've used, you know, have you ever, the old pop-up canopies? I had an old one. I even used the top to that as a silage tarp one year. I will say that it's probably not as efficient as using the product that's actually meant to do that job, but it works. I can't afford a silage tarp right now. They're rather expensive. But I can afford to buy an extra bag of trash bags and throw those down as the fall goes on. The reason, whenever I put my trash bags down, I do not cut them and flatten them. I use them as they are. Like, you know, you can make them larger if you cut them on the seams and made them 1 layer instead of 2. I leave mine on 2 layers because I figure that it'll make the weight heavier and it'll be more effective. But also on top of that, in the springtime when I take these up, most of these will still be usable. Now, I won't take them into my house and use them for house garbage, but I will use them for outside garbage, so they will get reused and repurposed. Well, not repurposed, they'll get to be used for what they're meant for. That's what it looks like so far. We're going to continue it all the way up there to about, see where that little brown stack of weeds or whatever it is there, we're going to do it all the way up to there. And we're probably going to continue it all the way down to this little rose bush here. Maybe onto the ornamental pear, because I am going to do something there, but it's not going to be part of this bed. But I still might go ahead and tarp it off, just to have it ready in the meantime. Honestly, it's been hard to pick up the camera or to get out here and work, because last week it was 100 degrees. Today is the first day that it's been below 90 in a really long time. And it's like 65 today, so that's quite a jump. I've just been, my garden honestly was not what I expected it to be this year. I tried to break off way more than I can chew. And I just felt this incessant urge to get it all done now. Like, I need to get it done now. It has to be done now. And I felt this sense of urgency in the spring and even in late winter when I was starting all my plants. So I've kind of recalibrated, and I think the theme for this fall, and the reason I say now is because I'm already thinking of next season with all the silage tarps and where I want to plant and all that. But I think the name of the game this year is take it slow, because I really do need to build up that soil. You saw how little and stunted that sunflower was. It's very pretty, but they just need some room for their roots to grow where it's not rocky. And I kind of feel like maybe that's the way I've been feeling. I've been trying to grow where it's too rocky, if that makes any sense. I mean, it might be too vague a metaphor, but I just feel like I've been swimming against the current, for another cliche or metaphor. And I just want to put myself somewhere where my roots can spread out without me having to fight or struggle. So therefore, the name of the game is going to have to be take it slow, do it the right way. Well, to a certain extent, come on now. We all know we're going to buy plants and put them in the ground wherever we find a spot, whether it's ready or not. But for the most part, I'm recalibrating, and I'm just trying to get some of this work done so next season I can hopefully just be able to plant and not have to worry about where everything's going so much. Alright, I'm going to end this for now, and I just wanted to say thank you for watching. It means a whole lot, and I will see you next time.